Thank you for joining us once again for this week's episode of Biblical Reflection. So, we'll be looking at dealing with adversities. If you have not watched the previous videos, you can just go to the previous 3 episodes and you are going to look at where we started from and where we have gotten to now. So, we are talking about dealing with adversities as Christians, and want to look at some Old Testament examples of people that faced adversities, the kind of adversities they faced, and how they were able to deal with them. And there are a lot of them, but just to bring out a few examples. So I want to look at Joseph, whom we are all very familiar with, not Joseph in the New Testament, Joseph of the Old Testament. Okay, and in Genesis chapter 37, verse 5 to 11, Joseph, one of the sons of Jacob, he was so loved that his brothers were envious of him. And in Genesis 37, verse 5 to 11, Joseph started having dreams about his tomorrow. And he told his brothers, and the Bible said they hated him. Then he had another dream again, this time told his brothers, his father, and then they envied him and they hated him all the more. Okay, so Joseph suffered the adversity of hatred and envy from his own brothers. And also in Genesis 37 verse 23, he was cast into a pit. And also, to make matters worse, in the same Genesis 37, 26 to 28, he was sold into slavery by his own brothers. And then in Genesis 39, verse 7 to 19, he was lied against by his master's wife after he refused to sleep with her. And in Genesis 39 verse 20, Joseph ended up being in prison. So this is one person, and these are about 6 different afflictions or adversities that he had to deal with. And we all know how Joseph ended up becoming the prime minister of Egypt. Okay, but this is Joseph, this is what he has to go through before eventually getting to that point. And all these times too, the Bible makes it very clear that the Lord was with him. Even when he was in prison, the Bible says that the Lord was with him. So the Lord was with him, but he was dealing with adversities. He was dealing with afflictions. Okay. Another example is the children of Israel, and who had to go into slavery. In Exodus chapter 1, verse 8 to 14, this was when Joseph was in Egypt. The whole family came there. The Bible said when that Pharaoh died, a new Pharaoh arose who did not know about Joseph and his exploit for the Egyptians. So he thought that the best way to keep the children of Israel under control was to subject them to slavery. And that is exactly what they did. So they subjected them to hard labor. And not only that, because the Bible said the more they oppress them, the more they increase. So what was the best solution? The best solution was to start killing their male children. And that was the instruction that Pharaoh gave in Exodus chapter 1 verse 15 to 22, that every male born child was to be executed. And of course, the midwives disobeyed that order. Okay, and that was how come even when Moses was born, he had to be hidden for 3 months, because the order was that all male children should be killed. Then another example I want to bring to your attention is our own King David. This was a young man taking care of his father's sheep, and God decided to anoint him to become king instead of Saul. And after killing Goliath, the women went to look for trouble for David by singing that Saul had killed 1,000, his thousands, but David had killed his 10,000s. And that created envy in the heart of Saul for David. So Saul hated David in 1 Samuel 18 verse 6 to 8. Also, Saul sought to kill David. 1 Samuel 18 verse 10 to 11 and then 19 verse 10. 2 occasions he sought to kill David. Not only did he did not only stop there, but he persecuted him, tried everything as much as possible to kill David. And in 1 Samuel chapter 19 verse 18 to 24 and the 24 verse 1. Okay, Saul was doing everything possible. The funny thing is that when he sought to kill David, in 1 Samuel 18 verse 10 to 11, the Bible said that David had run to prophet Samuel, and Saul was not afraid. He asked that he pursued David to Naioth, where Samuel was, in Ramah, to go and kill David. But the Bible said the first company that he sent, they met prophet and they started prophesying. The second company, the same thing. The third company, and then he himself decided to go. When he got there, he met a company of prophets, and then he started prophesying. So even though he was seeking to kill David, God caused him to start prophesying. And I pray for you that when people are seeking to destroy your life, God will turn the situation around. When people are plotting against your life at your workplace, in your family, God will turn the situation around. In your community, even in church, God will turn the situation around and preserve you. But you must put it at the back of your mind that once you are a Christian and you are living on this earth, there will be challenges, there will be adversities, there will be pain, there will be afflictions, there will be troubles. But put it at the back of your mind that your God is strong. He is powerful to be able to deliver you. So these are the OT examples that we'll look at. And in our next episode, we are going to now deal with the sources of adversities. And I'm sure that you'll be exposed to a lot of truths. God bless you for watching today's episode. And I can't wait for the next episode to share some biblical truths with you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.